We are living through a catastrophe. It's a catastrophe that isn't happening in war zones or financial markets. It is happening in our bedrooms, at our dinner tables, and in the minds of our children. In the early 2000s, something strange happened. Rates of depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicide among adolescents didn't just rise, they skyrocketed. In the US, the UK, Canada, and Australia, the graphs all look the same. They are flat for decades, and then, right around 2012, they shoot vertically upward like a hockey stick. Why? What happened in 2012? Social psychologist Jonathan Haidt has the answer. 2012 was the year the world fully adopted the smartphone. It was the year we moved from a play-based childhood to a phone-based childhood. In his explosive book, The Anxious Generation, Haidt argues that we have unknowingly conducted a massive, uncontrolled experiment on the human brain. And the results are in. The experiment failed. Welcome to Audiobook District HQ. Today we are exploring the Great Rewiring of humanity. We will uncover how technology destroyed our attention span, why Gen Z is the most anxious generation in history, and most importantly, how we can reverse the damage. Part 1. The Great Rewiring. To understand the crisis, we have to look at how humans are designed to learn. For thousands of years, childhood was embodied. You played outside. If you got into a fight with a friend, you had to resolve it face to face. You scraped your knees. You took risks. You learned social cues by reading facial expressions and body language. This is what Haidt calls the play-based childhood. It was messy, but it built resilience. Then, almost overnight, we replaced this with the phone-based childhood. We gave children, and ourselves, access to a portal in our pockets. We traded physical risks, like climbing trees, for psychological risks, like cyberbullying and social comparison. Haidt explains that the smartphone is not just a tool, it is an experience blocker. Think about it. When you are looking at your phone, you are effectively absent from the real world. You are disembodied. You can't read the room. You can't feel the wind. You can't deeply connect with the person sitting across from you. We replace the complex, messy, beautiful real world with a curated, algorithmic, and highly addictive digital simulation. And our brains were not ready for the switch. Part 2. The 4 fundamental harms. So, how exactly is this destroying our mental health? Haidt breaks it down into 4 fundamental harms. Harm number 1, sleep deprivation. This is the most immediate physical damage. Sleep is when the brain cleans itself and processes emotions. But today, most people fall asleep with their phone in their hand. The blue light disrupts melatonin, and the notifications keep the brain in a state of hyperarousal. We are a society that is chronically tired, and a tired brain is an anxious brain. Harm number 2, social deprivation. We are more connected than ever, yet we are lonelier than ever. Why? Because a text message is not a connection. Haidt distinguishes between synchronous communication, like a phone call or face-to-face talk, and asynchronous communication, like texting or commenting. Real human connection requires synchronization, laughing at the same time, interrupting each other, reading eyes. Texting removes all of that. We have traded deep nutrition for empty calories. Harm number 3, attention fragmentation. This affects everyone, not just kids. The average notification breaks your focus. It takes about 20 minutes to get back into a state of deep flow after an interruption. If you get a notification every 10 minutes, you are effectively never focused. You are living in a permanent state of cognitive scattering. You can't think deeply because you are never given the time to. Harm number 4, addiction. Social media platforms are not designed to help you connect. They are designed to keep you scrolling. They use variable reward schedules, the exact same psychology used in slot machines. You pull the lever, scroll down, and maybe you get a reward, a funny video, Or maybe you get nothing. This unpredictability releases dopamine, and it enslaves the brain. Before we move on to the specific traps for men and women, I have to pause here. This summary only scratches the surface of the data. Jonathan Haidt presents hundreds of studies and charts that are truly eye-opening. If you want to understand the full depth of this crisis and see the evidence for yourself, I highly recommend getting the full copy of The Anxious Generation. It is arguably the most important non-fiction book of the decade. I've left a link to it in the description below if you want to grab a copy. Part 3. The Gender Trap. One of the most fascinating parts of the book is how this affects men and women differently. For boys, the trap is video games and pornography. Boys are retreating from the real world. Why strive for a job, a relationship, or status in the real world, which is hard and scary, when you can be a hero in a video game and access unlimited artificial intimacy online? We are seeing a crisis of motivation in young men who are dropping out of society. For girls, the trap is social media and perfectionism. Girls are more sensitive to social standing and inclusion. Instagram and TikTok have weaponized this. They create a platform where girls are forced to compare their bodies, their faces, and their lives to a filtered, impossible standard 24/7. It is a machine designed to generate insecurity. Part 4. The Solution. Reclaiming Reality. This all sounds terrifying, and it is, but Haidt does not leave us in the dark. He proposes specific, actionable norms to reverse the rewiring. Whether you are a parent, a student, or just someone trying to reclaim your own brain, here are the 4 rules to live by. Rule number 1. No smartphones before high school. Give kids flip phones or smartwatches for safety. They need to be able to call you, but they do not need the internet in their pocket until their brains have developed enough to handle it. Rule number 2. No social media until 16. The teenage brain goes through a sensitive period of social development between 11 and 15. Throwing them into the meat grinder of Instagram during these years is psychologically dangerous. Let them develop a sense of self before they curate a digital brand. Rule number 3. Phone-free schools. This is a no-brainer. Schools should require phones to be locked away in pouches or lockers from the first bell to the last. When schools do this, bullying goes down, grades go up, and kids actually talk to each other at lunch. Rule number 4. More independence, free play, and responsibility. This is the part we forget. We can't just take away the phones. We have to give them something better. We need to stop overprotecting children in the real world. Let them walk to school. Let them play unsupervised. Let them get bored. Boredom is the birthplace of creativity. Conclusion. The collective action. The Great Rewiring was a mistake, but it is a mistake we can fix. We have to realize that the virtual world is a poor substitute for the real one. The anxiety we feel is our brains screaming at us that something is missing. What is missing is reality. The dirt, the sunshine, the awkward conversations, the deep focus, the silence. It is time to put the device down. It is time to look up. It is time to reclaim our attention, our children, and our lives. This summary gives you the framework, but the book gives you the tools. If you are ready to make a change for yourself or your family, consider picking up the full book using the link in the description. It's a small investment for a lifetime of better mental health, and it supports the channel so we can keep bringing you these insights. Thank you for listening to Audiobook District HQ. If this summary made you think, please subscribe. We are building a community of people who value depth in a shallow world.